Hi everybody, welcome back. How are you? I'm Laura, if you're new here, and this is Tiny Toes Reborn Nursery. And this is my pal, Tanner. This is my favorite I love all my dolls, but this is my favorite one. And we're going to have a discussion. Excuse me. So, why reborn dolls? The real reason people buy reborn dolls. And you're going to see me keep looking over here because I took notes and just writing some stuff down. Excuse me. So again, this is Tanner. He is the Tanner kit from Bountiful Baby. Bountiful Baby is a reborn doll kit store where you can buy them. And I bought a kit when I first started doing this, and I'll get why in a little while. He is special to me. So, most outsiders assume it's weird, unnatural. It's just a toy. These are not toys. These are artwork. They're collectibles, and we'll get into that. The emotional reason is what surprises people, and I'm going to talk to you about my take on it. And no, there's like 1, 2, 3, 4 little topics about this. I'm going to address different things. Okay. Reason for buying a reborn doll is for emotional support. This is one reason. It could be grief. For example, people have suffered a miscarriage. They have had a stillbirth. They've had or suffered infant loss, which if you have, I'm truly, truly sorry for that. I don't wish that on anybody. That is a horrible, horrible thing. See, he's looking at you guys. His mom's got a frog in her throat. So then the reborn doll becomes or can be a coping tool to help, right? And something tangible to hold on to. So if you've lost a child or had a stillbirth, now that's not for everybody, but for some people this helps them cope. And so people that come up and, oh, you're weird, or your family member says, oh my gosh, dead dolls, that's horrible. And it's unspeakable. You don't say that to somebody that you don't know is suffering or what their reason is for it. It's okay to not like them. You don't have to like them, but you don't have to be mean to people that do. And I think I've told you the story of my outing. I took one to work because the gals wanted to see him. And I learned my lesson. You just don't take it out. Especially in that instance, is I should have left in a room. And if they wanted to come see, they could come see. Number 2 reason, maternal or nurturing a desire. Like you can't, they suffer, people buy because they can't have their own children. I have a friend that has lost, can't get pregnant, and this is their way of being able to still have that bond and still be able to have that, maybe they're waiting to adopt a child, and simply love the caring experience, you know. Reborn dolls allow you to express nurturing behaviors safely. Okay. And my goodness, 3 is therapeutic reasons. And this is what it comes to me, is because of this. In some cases, reborn dolls are used for dementia patients. They've been in nursing homes with people that suffer dementia, and it triggers them having a child, or when they did have children, used for trauma therapy. Um, I'm not sure about that one. I have not looked into that. I don't know what trauma, I'm not sure about that. And it can be reduced anxiety and loneliness. I think that's a big one within the community. Anxiety. It was anxiety all the way. I didn't want to live on pills, and I was doing a search for coping mechanisms for anxiety and depression. And I came across um, reborn dolls. So that started me down a rabbit hole of what to do. Let's put him over on this side. You could see him better. He's so cute. He goes with me if I'm in a situation where I'm uncomfortable and it brings on anxiety. I bring him with me. I have a hard time going camping. For whatever reason, he is there with me. When I start to feel that, I'll go pick him up and I'll go sit down and I'll sit here and rock and everything, and just, and I didn't know if it was going to work or not. It took me, he's actually the second one I made. I still have my first one, but he's the one I bonded to. And when I had an anxiety attack, I went and picked him up. And, because when you have an anxiety attack, you can't sit still. You feel like the room's closing in on you. You need air. It's just horrible, horrible, horrible feeling. So I went and picked him up and was able to sit down. These anxiety attacks lasted anywhere from half an hour to an hour, maybe a little bit longer. And then since then, having him here and having an anxiety attack, it didn't take it away, but it diminished it a lot. So instead of an hour, it would bring it down to like 20 minutes to, it tricks your mind, because that's all anxiety is tricking your mind. Something's happening that you should be worried about. And so your mind, I pick him up and I'm thinking about him, you know. Another one is you could put, what is it? One of those Listerine things in your mouth, and and do that, and it tricks your mind, and you think, oh my gosh, what is that? Same kind of thing. But that's my reason for having them. Plus, I make them. I shouldn't say make. I paint them. I buy the kits, which consist of the limbs, the head, and sometimes you can get the body with it, sometimes you don't, and you paint it as for realism. So, collecting and art appreciation is another reason why people buy these. For most other people, they admire the craftsmanship, and then they see them as hyper realistic art. And you will see throughout YouTube, they'll say hyper realistic doll or hyper realistic whatever, reborn, and that's the term they're using now. And most buyers collect. They collect limited editions. That's also some of the limited because you can buy from Bountiful Baby, you can buy from Irresistibles, you can buy from McPherson's. They're out of Canada. And I don't know if there's another. I'm sure there's a couple others. You can get them on Amazon. You can get them on eBay. You can get them on Temu. You can get kits all over. um, it's just your preference, right? So my reasoning, and I hope that kind of helps a little bit for your understanding why. Why is this grown woman got all these dolls and doing all this stuff? One, it's a big, huge stress reliever for me. It helps a lot. I love watching them come from a blank kit to something that looks real, right? Most of my dolls are sleeping babies. They don't have eyes open. He has his eyes open, and I have one other one that has eyes open. The rest of them are sleeping babies. I like the look of the sleepy babies. And so painting them, each layer of paint that you put on brings it to lifelike realism. And then they're weighted. Um, I think he weighs about 4 pounds. I think he weighs about 4 pounds. And I role play with him. I take him camping with me, and I'll do a couple of videos. I will do a changing video, changing his outfit. I will do like a bath time one for the silicone dolls I have here. Um, it just depends. So if you have questions, any reborn person that you see will automatically love to answer your questions for you. If you have questions for me, you can comment down below. Um, like and subscribe the video in my channel. It helps me out. And you will see him in videos, usually more holidays, stuff like that. Once in a while, like he's going to be in the upcoming video of the Mickey Mouse themed stuff. He's going to be in that. And so I hope I answered some of the questions why people buy them. Everybody's individual why is different. It can be because they collect, could be because they're suffering, could be because they fulfill an emotional need, you know. And if you see somebody out and about, I personally have not seen anybody like at the doctor's office or anything like that with a doll. I've seen it on YouTube here, but personally going out and about, other than myself, I have not seen anybody out. But if you do, stop and ask, may I see your baby? May I see, more than likely they probably won't let you pick them up, but because they're worth a lot of money. And I didn't mind being picked up. It's not going to be held by the arm or the head. They want to see the realism of it. And I've had good experiences with it, and I've had one not so good experience with it. So I'd love to share them. That's why I'm doing this. I hope it helps people. I have had several people comment to me that they like to hear my voice. It's soothing to them. They like to see how I interact with them. I get that a lot. So that's awesome that it helps somebody in that way. That's awesome. And it helps me. I was watching a ton of videos, of them. And he does get heavy just like a real baby does. He does get heavy. But he's my reason. It helps me with my anxiety and depression. And I choose this over pills. I mean, maybe at some point I'll have to take something, but right now that's not in the cards for me. I don't want to put anything in me that I don't have to. So if you have other questions, feel free to comment down below. I would love to answer them. Um, let's see. I have had him for I started this channel in 2018. So I've had him a little bit longer than that, maybe around that. So if you have other questions, let me know. Tell me your story. If you have a reborn, if you're comfortable sharing, I would love to hear your story. I would love to hear it. Yeah. So thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for seeing Tanner. And hopefully that answers some questions that you might have of people just hopping on and checking it out. Um, and I'll probably do a couple more videos on this topic. There's several other titles that, yeah, I could do it that way, do it that way. But I wanted to get this out first so that you understand the reasons why. It's why. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate you. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye now.